Going to talk about death. What is reality? Where people have been, the past. The Masons got me. You know, I decided to do this way tonight because why not? There's so much hatred, so many actors out there as is. So I mean, people putting up videos attacking people. Dude, love you, but I am out. Oh, Martha, we're going to talk about what the Bible says about death and what constitute human beings. I thought you might enjoy that. Scotty Balo, Jacko is in. At some point, we're all going to die again. Like a demon. That's the choice we make here. Who we follow, who we're going to let control us. People, God, Satan, demons. And some people are controlled and don't even know it. So I wanted to talk about what reality is. Kind of keep it kind of creepy. Because like I said, the other people do all shows on their video. Not us. Not us. I ain't talking about us. Talking about the people that attack MA and Scott and others. And then they do theatrical stuff all the time. They try to do whatever it takes. And they really don't know anything. Nothing at all. So for us, I think this kind of stuff that we do on our sites is fun. And why not? We might as well be entertained too when we talk about stuff that affects us. So I got 3 thumbs up. That's curious because I have already put like 39 videos up to stream. I do not have a single thumbs down. And as far as Corey, as far as time slot, this is going to be the best because it got the best results. It's got the highest. This time zone's got the highest viewership for me. So this is what I'm going to stick with. A thumbs up. That's funny. So anyway, we've been talking about skull changes and stuff like that, and anatomy changes, and we need to start talking about what is going to transpire and change when we pass away. So that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit tonight, because of the way we're created and what makes up our bodies, what makes up the universe. So I wanted to give a quick little somewhat experiment on that and talk about that, and then let you guys run wild with it, and I'll just sit here and be creepy. Hello, Poppy. I died. Anyway, do you all believe that you all have lived different time periods, in different time periods, not just timelines? Does the affected live in other time periods? Like the 1900s, the 1800s, the 1700s, the 1600s, the 1500s. You get the idea. Do you think the affected have lived in other time periods? Of course you do, Corey. Poppy, yes. Do you think it's possible that Patrick Roberts, hey Patrick, glad you're in, buddy. Do you think it's possible to, if they affected you right now, do you think you died at any point in those other timelines or time periods? Not timelines. We're shifting through timelines and dimensions and everything in the world right now. Do you think you possibly could have died in another time period? Because if you believe in time loops, time theories, time warps, portals, all that stuff, do you think you could have died? Hey, Rationally. I'm further experimenting with insanity. I once poopy her, Corey. Oh, puppy sounds nicer. Love you rationally. Love all of you all. It is cute. Yes. Okay. Yes. Patrick says yes. Corey, yep. Corey says yep. But then Corey, howdy. You get a skull howdy today. Dark Wolf Den, I think it's possible. I'm here but listening. Appreciate you, Dark Wolf. I haven't said hello to everybody, so I know Patrick, Puppy, Corey, QP, Dark Wolf, Rationally, and there's a few others that's in here that I haven't really joined the chat yet. But yes, it's very possible to have died in other um, time periods. What about the teaching of reincarnation? How do you feel about that as far as the affected goes? Now, you got to remember something. We are not this flesh and blood body. We are not bone. We are a soul and spirit. We're not this. That also means we're not Caucasian, Asian, African American, Hispanic. That's just this shell. The person's in here. So reincarnation wouldn't necessarily have to bring you back looking the same. It could, but it could bring you back as anybody known, and you could have been known by another name to the world, but still be who you are. What do you think about that? It is a trap. Fine. Hi, Glenn. Awesome makeup. Calling. I put it on while I was driving home. I was just sitting there at a red light with my little compact eyeliner. What if we are the old souls brought over to teach the brand new souls? And that could get us killed as well. What if somebody in their time period was assassinated, like say JFK? What if the soul that is JFK has lived a life that he has been assassinated in every time period, either as a president or maybe just as a small town preacher, or maybe just a father somewhere that's trying to make an impact in a community 200 years ago. You don't have to have big positions to continue in time periods. One time period, you may have been someone famous. The next time period, you may just be an average person trying to get by, but it's still you. The eyes are always the same, hence the eyes are the window to the soul, but physical changes. But you can recognize someone's soul, in my opinion. I wasn't even watching the stream before. You just now saw me? I don't think so, Dark Wolf. Then we are very into ourselves. I'd like to have caught the first part of that QP. I did that earlier, almost had a heart attack. Scotty. LOLQ. I got a fracture. 2 of them. Suppose that with time periods, in one time period, well, let's just put it this way. Do you think you've died in other time periods and reincarnation is a possibility, or just shifting into different time periods? Let's say it that way. I'll give you 2 options. Reincarnation, or you just shift not only timelines and situations within your current present state, but suppose that you shift entirely into a different century. Would you die at the same age? Would you die the same way? Would you commit the same wrongs and do the same rights? How much of a change would there be from time period to time period? Or would you be given an opportunity with each new time period to right the wrongs you did and make a stronger impact with what you know, what you remember from each time, and what you remember from old world things, what if you're given an opportunity with each century to make an impact, to draw in like this? What are those possibilities? Locked fate loops. I think each life is different, Poppy. So if you lived in different time periods, that means um, you're saying all your circumstances would be different. Therefore, your actions and what you do will not be the same as a previous time period. If I'm understanding you correctly, I'm not sure. I think maybe we shift when we die. Yeah, yeah, yes, a lot of change. Patrick Roberts. I want out of the cycle, but that we might have to repeat this life until we get it right. Is that the possibility rather than maybe some people get to move throughout time periods while others, like Poppy said, what if they get to repeat just one time period until they get it right? I think we're shifting timelines. God is too great to recycle souls. Hmm. Do you remember during the resurrection, after the third day, when he arose, he was not recognized by anyone. As a matter of fact, he was not recognized because the beatings that he took before he was nailed to the cross, the Bible says that he did not have a normal visage. Vis, visage. His face, that's what that means. His face did not even look human because he was beaten so badly. His beard pulled out, his back laid open with a cat o' nine tails, whipped, uh, things thrown at him from the crowd. He did not look like a person. So when he arose on the third day and was perfect, was himself when he arose, no one recognized him. They didn't expect, when they did see him, they did not recognize that that was who they were looking at. When he came back, he spent how many days before he actually ascended? How many days did he stay on the earth? Yes, yeah, we have to complete certain things in remember. Yes, I remember that. He had to reveal himself. Yes, God is. The apostles also thought he was a reincarnated prophet. Yes, Patrick, the Amy effect has given me a whole new outlook now. Calling 40. Yes, he spent 40 days. The Bible says in those 40 days that he was here, that he healed the sick, raised the dead, did all kinds of miracles. And then that's when he finally ascended into heaven. And the apostles watched him go straight up. But also, when he appeared to the apostles during that time, at the start of that time, he walked through a wall where they were having dinner. And he told Thomas not to touch him because he had not yet ascended. So his body was a different body, completely different body. And what I honestly believe was that if someone had touched him, they would have put their hands straight through him. I don't think Jesus looks like he did before he was transfigured. If he had looked like he did before, then they would recognize him. He was in his glorified body. He can do anything. Exactly. Exactly. Um, which brings me to kind of a scientific uh, statement I want to make with that. Science and the Bible can go hand in hand. That is a fact. Sometimes science tries to contradict things, but they can go hand in hand. When you look at, we are composed, everything is composed of atoms, little tiny atoms. Now atoms, I want you guys to try this. atoms will either move extremely fast or they'll move extremely slow. Let me get this slid down to get me a better shot in here. There we go. Okay. Atoms will move extremely fast or extremely slow, and there's a reason for that. The faster atoms move, the more solid an object is. The slower atoms move, the easier it is for you to touch and go through. Now, a perfect example of that is water. You can take your hand to water and just put your finger straight down in water, right? Now, can you go up to a solid object and start trying to slowly push your hand through, your finger through? No. And the reason being is that the atoms in something solid are moving so fast, like they're just moving so fast in a solid object that wherever you're trying to push through, you're getting blocked. Does that make sense? You're getting blocked every time you're trying to touch a solid object and push your hand through. Now with water, the atoms are moving so slow that you got gaps. You can push right through water. Density determines how solid an object is. It's not Scotty and Poppy. Me too, Balo, mine too. Scotty, it's super interesting. Glenn, true. Okay. Now here's what I'm gonna say. Can you all, every one of you, can you all slowly push your finger into a bowl of water? Or if you're out in the water in a swimming pool, can you just take your hand and slowly push your finger through that? Just put your hand right down easy into the water. Everybody can do that. Everybody can do that. Now, can you walk up to the wall? If you've got a wall in front of you, can you walk up to a wall and just slowly put your finger on it and just slowly try to push your finger through it? No. I was just watching my hands in water. There's okay. Now, this is what I want you to catch, okay? Water is moving slow, you can push through it. Or the atoms is moving slow in water, you can push your hand through it. A solid object, the atoms are moving fast, so it's blocking you from slowly pushing through it. So here's the catch. I just said in water, water is moving slow, you're moving slow, so you can push your hand through. But you know what happens if you jump off and do a belly buster off the diving board into water? You don't easily go through because you're moving fast and you're solid. So what happens in a belly buster is smack, and then you go in. You can smack water extremely hard and then go in. And what causes that is you're moving fast, it's moving slow, so there's got to be that collision. Now, if you walk up to a solid object, the atoms are already in there just moving fast, and you're moving slow, that's the same collision, fast and slow. And it makes a stop. You're stopped from pushing through. Now, water's slow. If you want to go through water, water's slow with the atoms. You go slow, you're in. Now, if you want to put your hand through a wall where the atoms are moving fast, what would you have to do to put your hand through a wall? This is moving fast. With water, water's slow, you're moving slow, you go through. With a solid object, like a wall, the atoms are moving fast. So what do you have to do to go through that wall? Poppy's getting the key to some of this. This is kind of similar to it. If you take a wall, you get mad, and you're moving your fist fast, and that wall, the atoms are moving fast. Fast versus fast, something's got to give, depending on how solid and how fast this object is. People punch through walls all the time, just like this example right here. This paper, even though this paper is flimsy, it's a solid object. This knife is a solid object. Now, I can put this knife against this paper. The paper's object, the atoms in the paper are moving fast, but I'm trying to go slow. I'm not getting anywhere putting this knife through this, right? So now, fast atoms, fast knife. Went right through. Now, that's how people translate from this world to the next. In order to be invisible, to be a spirit, to move through a wall, you have to have the atoms in your body be slow enough or fast enough to do that, to be able to move through an object. You have to adapt to that object. To leave this world when we die, the Bible says that our spirit and soul goes, the body remains, and the body will be raised later. So this body can't even leave this world. Our energy, our spirit, our soul can, because when it leaves the body, and the spirit and soul leaves the body, then what happens is it becomes energy, and it controls the pace of everything within it, and it can move and pass through everything. And that's how you're able to translate from here. This flesh and blood and bones can't. That's why in the Bible example of the glorified body, Jesus walked through a wall. Why? Because he had the glorified body, and also because of who he was. Now, when he walked on the water, the truth of the matter is, it was because he knew how to speak to the atoms in the water. He knew how to speak to the water. So when he walked out on the water recognized him, and the water allowed him to walk out upon it. Now, remember how he turned to the storm and said, "Peace, be still," and the wind and the waves ceased? The same way with the water. When he walked on the water became solid, and he went across. That's how Peter was able to do it, because the earth itself was spoken to, and he kept his eyes where he needed to keep his eyes. And he was flesh and blood when both of them were flesh and blood when they did that. So there is the possibility of those things being able to be done. QP, move fast, move fast. People died jumping into water from high heights. Yes, they do. They smash you. If you fall out of an airplane over top of the ocean, you're not going to survive that impact. If you fell out of an airplane that was only 10 feet above the ocean, you would survive. But the further up you go, the force that you're exerting, once you hit that water, fast versus slow, there's an impact. There's a collision. Cliff diving and get hurt or die. Yeah, I never understand that, Poppy. I mean, come on. What do people do stupid things like that all the time? I really do hope this scares away some. No, not you guys. Yeah, the tourists. You know what? I bet they do that where QP is. I bet there's cliff diving there. I'm just betting, and I'm pretty sure where Corey Jade is, there is, and Poppy as well. Our spirits trapped in our body because they're slowed down somehow unnaturally. Yes, Scotty, you're exactly right. We are beings of energy and light, and energy and light is trapped, always trapped inside of carbon form. This body's carbon as well, and therefore it makes it harder to move and to it makes it harder to move, and it makes it harder to be able to have those abilities. Now you can do tricks, but it's harder to do those abilities because you are trapped. I don't think so, Scotty. I do agree with Scotty because we are set free from this body. Uh, Paul said, "Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from this body of death?" I think all of it more as an agreement, not a prison. I could see. I could agree with part of that, Poppy. I could. Yes, lots of retards jumping off cliffs here. And do you have any retards that lay under trains or climb under bridges or put their hands in the water with wires? Same types. Yeah, Poppy, there's a couple of abandoned rock quarries in Indiana, and there is here too, where people they fill up with water and people jump into those. One guy that does that drinks the water too. Wow, that guy must be crazy. Maybe I should become a professional wrestler and use this as my makeup. I'll be the return from the round table, Lancelot. Told you that goo would take over. Oh, incidentally, it's now completely, I won't say turquoise because I'm colorblind, so I don't really know. It is now a huge turquoise film. Let me bring it under the black light. I'll grab it and bring it under black light and let you guys see what it looks like under the black light. This is my walking cane, by the way. And my walking cane, a walking cane is also a sword. Yeah, I do need to do that, Corey. I'm Lancelot Link. Six. I remember that. Cool. Yes, Corey. You take it out and it says Cobra sword. It's pimp. Yeah. You know, I know how to fence. I've always wanted to do competitive stuff with that. I know how to handle a sword. That's why some of the synchronicity things we're talking about, old world things, talking about time periods and everything. I've got a scar. Oops. Let me move closer. I've got a scar right there. No, I'm sorry. Right there from what appears to be where a sword may have went through. I've also got a scar on the back of my neck from surgery, but I also have a memory that that's not what caused it. Yeah, fence horses. I just got a vision of you on horseback sword fighting. I can see that. I actually think in one time period that in a large battle that I was killed by a sword through the heart, and then either a sword, either a sword right across the back of my neck after that, or some type of an axe. And I know I was there not just fighting, but I know I was there also protecting uh, friends and whatnot. Yeah, Poppy. That's the kind of stuff that makes you leery of when you when you know that in a different time period something like that happened, it makes you leery about being around water. It makes you leery about boating, skiing, or anything like that because that's, all it takes is an accident. In another life, yes, yes, we died through. I've died through a cracked head. I've got a cracked head right now. I must have. I heard something. Flashback memories. Is Patrick Roberts still on here? Me too, Scotty. That's why sometimes we definitely know and have a feeling that we know other people and that we have them, that they have been a part of our life at some point, and you don't know how. They may be a country away, they maybe have an ocean away from you, but you have memories. And that's why it's so comfortable to be in groups like this. And I just completely ignore the garbage comments. I completely ignore anybody that comes in. And I'm going to start making everybody on here. Oh, Patrick, yes. Yes, he's saying. I'm going to start making everybody on my streams that I know is affected moderators. So, all you guys that are in here right now, I'm going to try to make you moderators if you want to be one. Because when I look at the chat and all I see is those blue names and blue wrenches, I know we got, it's just us. And I don't have to worry. And then all of you guys, just when you see something that's shaded different on a name, just watch it. Watch what they say. Just because I'm scared of them. Oh, I missed the top of that. Psychic told me that I was shot and killed in my last life. Shot and killed in one life and drowned in another, Poppy. Patrick Roberts, yes. Patrick, I've been trying to catch up on some of your stuff. I'm a New York Jets fan, so that Chicago stuff is kind of hard to look at sometimes. But you guys are having the same problems we are. I don't. I don't. Corey, your comments way up. Almost, it's gone. Or the sound of that's gone. I don't like the sounds of a lot of things, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think I might have burned too, like a witch burning. You know, if we were alive during the Salem witch hunts, guess where we would be right now? Seriously, guess where we would be? We'd all be having a cookout. The only difference is the cookout would be us. We'd all be burning at the stake for talking about what we talk about. I don't know for sure, but I feel like my spirit has been here for a long time. I do too, Poppy. I think that's why I feel fatigued. I think I've been traveling through time periods for a little, pardon the pun, for a long time. I would like to go back to several in particular and just stay there. I really would. A lot of reasons. Corey burned, yes. They drowned and hung the witches there, yes. Did you know that they put on a scale a witch and a duck? And that's how they determined whether or not a woman was a witch, was if she weighed the same as a duck. Someone mentioned steak. I think it's why I care or try. That's why I don't care or try anymore with most things. Scotty, you've been playing your guitar an awful lot and you're doing great with it, but that sounds great. You do care and you are doing things, and that was great. I've dreamt of being eaten alive by a big reptilian. Wow. Yes, it does make sense, QP. It certainly does make sense. You know, I wonder if dreams are the future and memories are the past. So if you dream about something like that, QP, or dream about a person or someone in this chat, you're dreaming about the future. If you're awake and a flashback or memory hits you, you're thinking about the past. And I've had both. I've had both about just things that I'm still trying to figure out, and I've had both about the people that I've met. Yeah, that was pathetic. I don't know. I miss that. I think that we are tired because we know this isn't our home. Yes, I get tired if I'm at somebody else's house doing something. Scary QP, very, very scary. I care about some things still, but not much. Scotty, I really mean this. I wish I lived close enough that you and I could hang out and play music and just cut up or whatever. And honestly, Scotty, I think you do go back with me in a lot of these time periods. I really do. You know, there's a reason I called you Jacko the other night. So, and I think you go almost 100 or almost all the way back to 1100s or beyond. I sure would like to know why we keep dumping timelines and we are all together. Yeah, I think that's why I try to take things so deep and talk to people. I don't know a cut up. I know that. I know I act a fool, but I want to enjoy this life now that I know what's going on. Some all I remember is a flash of a big mouth. Wow. I hope you don't have no alligators or crocodiles near you, QP. A lot of us have been having dreams about each other. Yes, Poppy, we have, and they're getting more frequent. Yeah, Scotty, sometime we're gonna have to talk too. And pain in my side. Then I woke up. I wonder, QP, if that is the future. Jacko the Jocker. Because our souls are connected. Yes. Joker. Oh, jockstrap. Yes. Stringer and more frequent. Stronger and more frequent. It is. It's very frequent. I probably ran off tonight. Some of the people that normally would have been in my chat just because I wanted to have fun. But that's okay. That's okay. I don't think I've said anything tonight that's not halfway decent, halfway intelligent, and applies. Definitely applies. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm shifting when the time comes. Email me, Glenjamin, and I'll give you my number. Okay, Scotty, I will. Um, it's good to have fun and be goofy. Yes, it is. Yeah, we're missing Sharkey and Skookum and Creek Mary and gosh, Meditation Man. Meditation Man's not in tonight. Yeah, yep, it is. What do you guys think of souls coming here from other planets? I know some are already here. Even the Bible speaks about us entertaining angels unaware. The Bible says that 1/3 of heaven fell with Satan. We have no way of knowing how many that is. Um, so who knows how many things are walking this planet literally right now? QP, I think it is happening. Yeah, Scott, I kind of wonder that too about how real is what we see up there. It may just be like in the Truman Show. It just may be stuff hanging up there. And if that's the case, then it takes you back to a flat Earth theory It makes you wonder, is this planet flat? Is this planet slightly off center, not entirely round? Well, it's not, it isn't round, but is it even flatter than what they say it is now? Maybe that's why the poles are gone. If we're on a flat Earth, you can't have a South Pole. Then the North Pole's gone anyway. That's why I'm drawn to everyone and certain people in particular. We all knew each other and some more personally. Everyone meaning affected. I kind of think the stars are consciousness that send the signals to our bodies. Yeah, the stars dance around anymore. They really don't look like they're staying in one place. That used to be explained away as what we were seeing was the since the stars are so far away and it takes the light off that star so long to reach us that what we see when they look like they're dancing, they used to say it's because we're witnessing the slow destruction of a planet or a star, and then eventually it'll just keep flickering and be gone. But look how many stars are out there, and then think about why are they illuminated? They're so far away from our sun. Our sun's not illuminating that bright that we see that at millions and millions and millions of miles away. So what illuminates it? Or even, are they truly that far away? Maybe they're not. Maybe they're very, very close, very, very tiny. Maybe the orbs around us are fallen stars, shooting stars. And once they hit here, maybe, I don't know. I'm just throwing something out for food for thought. I think that light is practically instantaneous. Scotty, you're right. Did you know that if it wasn't for a gradual lighting of the earth when the sun comes up in the east, if it was more like flipping a light switch, it would take, at the speed of light, it would take the light from the sun a little over 8 minutes and 20 something seconds before the earth would be instantly lit up, like turning on a light switch in a room. That's how long it takes at the speed of light with the hour distance from the sun for that light to hit us. I don't know why I said that, so never mind. Yes, Papa, you're right. You're right. It is. It is the star seeder. Yes, I know it by a different name though. I feel really connected to the sky too, Poppy. Yes. Yeah. You. How many of y'all look up at the sky a lot and just wish you could just fly straight up, just go off of here? And in some cases, you almost feel like you know where you need to fly to. Don't buy the light year stuff. Yeah, that's why I said that like that, Scotty, is um, the moon is supposed to be the light that rules the night, the lesser light. If it's called the lesser light in the Bible, that clearly means that it generates its own um illumination. That mean, and if you look at the moon, if the moon is actually orbiting, if we're orbiting the sun, the moon's orbiting us and turning, and the sun's changing all these things. Why is it that we always see the same side of the moon? We never see a different side of the moon. We always see the same side of the moon that we always recognize. We always look up at a full moon and go, yep, that's the man in the moon. How come a full moon isn't completely white and nothing visible? Sometimes it's very, very bright. But how come a full moon, no matter what time of year it is, you always still see the features of the man in the moon that everybody talks about? Why doesn't the moon turn? I don't think it turns. I think that's hogwash. I think it's a fixed position. So I was gone for a minute. Had Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on the door. I just put my rainbow flag on the window. There you go. It's not what we've been told it is. Or tell them I'm a lesbian Satanist. Gwenny. I mean, I agree. That's what I was saying. I agree. I bet I'm stumbling over words. I bet they love that. Their faces are priceless. Yeah. If you said lesbian, they would assume Satanist. Too funny. True that, Poppy. All the lucid dreams I've had is of me flying somewhere outside of Earth. I always wake up before I go anywhere. Yeah, I do that too sometimes, Poppy. You guys want to hear? I mean, this is way off. I mean, we're just chatting now, and that's fine. Um, you guys want to hear a funny story of what happened to me with some Jehovah's Witnesses about 10 years ago? I mean, this is funny. It's really, really funny. Poppy says yes. Yeah. QP says yeah. All right, here we go. This is what happened to me. This is what happened to me 10 years ago. I was home by myself. We lived out in the country, and I was home by myself. We had big bay windows across the front of the house. Okay, so the big bay windows would be like in the direction that I'm looking at you guys right now. To my right was the bathroom, and I just got out of the shower, and I heard a car door. So what I did was I put a towel on me, and I went back across in front of the bay windows and headed in the direction of my kitchen to look out the kitchen window where the driveway was because I wanted to make sure who was out there. So I got to the kitchen window, looked up and looked out, and it was three older ladies. I can see the Jehovah's Witness pamphlets and stuff, and they started walking up on the porch, which means they would be coming from over here, crossing the bay windows and to knock on the door. So I thought, man, I don't want to be stuck in this kitchen. So I started to run back to the bathroom. And as I started to run back to the bathroom, I got my towel hung on the refrigerator and it pulled the towel off. And I hesitated so I could pick the towel back up and put it around me. But they were already on the porch. So I tried to make a faster run before they got up there to those bay windows. And when I did, I drug my foot. I drug my foot like my toes. I drug one of my feet on the carpet and got a really really bad carpet burn. Ended up hopping right in front of that bay window, nothing on, and I heard two of them gasp. And next thing I know, they went stomping and running off the porch. I was hopping all in front of that big bay window, holding my foot. And they all went running back and got in their car and just took off. They didn't even leave me any pamphlets. Best show ever. And they never came back. That will give yeah, next time when they come knocking on your door, just go up in front of the window and start jumping up and down naked. That's one way of showing that yeah, no pamphlets, bastards. Yeah, and my town's not very big, and I always worried about running into them at Walmart or grocery store. Carpet burns. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get rid of people. It's just some are a little extreme. Only on my knees from Scotty or Jacko. Your comments sometimes leave me just scratching my skull. They used to come to my house all the time as a kid. Said they cared about my soul. I'd say, how about you bring food next time? That would be helpful. Never came back when the shit got real. Assholes. What for? Puppy. Jesus, you too. I was typing. Yeah, it's funny how when groups like that go visit, and I'm not saying this about you, Poppy, but when groups go visit in areas of town that are extremely poor, or the housing is uh, the type housing that people there are probably struggling, why don't they take stuff and show benevolence and charity and giving? That would be the biggest representation of their faith rather than just knocking on the door and trying to drag you in somewhere. Bible says to help the widows and help the fatherless. Why don't these people do that? QPLL, Glory J, exactly. See, that's why I think in different time periods that, and just like now, my eyes are being opened up to do the same thing. I think in different time periods, I just simply gave of myself for other people and suffered a lot of, in certain time periods because they're so violent. I know I suffered a lot of torture, a lot of pain, a lot of beatings. My body shows so many things on it right now. It may talks about scars disappearing. I've got stuff appearing, and then memories follow right after that. Uh, and it makes it hard because sometimes anyone just get ringing. No, I didn't. Yeah, they take all the money, but how often do they actually give back? Not very often, Scotty. That's why you see the church buildings get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the preachers driving Mercedes. Money doesn't go out to help people. Right ear, high pitch. Mine just went up a pitch. I got it bad yesterday though. I was always gets ringing. It's normal, not super loud. Yeah, the tinnitus, the ringing in the ears. Um, Sometimes you can take a hair dryer and on a low setting, low speed, just put it up next to your ear, and it will help. It'll help with earaches, and I think it does help too with ringing. Just to let it blow in your ear. Maybe Scotty will blow in people's ear. But Schumann is down. See, I wonder here about the defense um, group that's in Colorado that's partnered with Canada, I believe. I wonder what they do here that could cause stuff. And then there's several military bases scattered that are private that you can't even get close to. Yeah, if it was done the right way, everybody could be taken care of. I think that's why we are who we are. And if you guys really concentrate and think about other timelines, other time periods, think about the shifts, think about going forward, and also think about changing the past, um, making things right in the past, and things like that. It'll change what lies ahead. And if you think about these memories and things, what's going to happen is you're going to see how connected we actually are. And when you see how connected we actually are, it's going to bring about a stronger feeling, a stronger bond, if that makes sense to say it like that. You're going to start feeling closer, more connected, You're going to start seeing and understanding that you've already done things for a lot of people that's in these chats, a lot of people that's in the other streams. You're going to have memories of helping them, protecting them, caring for them. You're going to have memories of them being family. You're going to have memories, and some of those memories are going to hurt. I'll tell you up front there, some of the memories are going to hurt because not everything's been great for us. Not everything works out. That's why so much I'd like to go back to certain time periods. And so much more now that my eyes are starting to be open more, I'm finding myself thinking, man, I had it good and I had it good way back, and I'd like to go back. Maybe I can. Maybe we can. Who knows? If we can go forward, maybe we can go back. I would certainly like to. Let's see if my brownies are done. All right, Poppy, go check on your brownies. I hope you haven't put something special in them. I just had a thought. I know it's me. What we found out specific. I'm going to start that over. I dropped my cane. I just had a thought. I know it's rare. What if we focus on a specific change when the tone hits us? That's a good idea. That is a good idea. It might trigger memories. And it might even trigger shifts if you focus on it and meditate on that. That's good. It might show things. I think we could all focus on, you know what, on some of these chats and stuff. Let's just try this one night. If a lot of people start getting ringing in their ears while on the chat again or whatever, just everybody just kind of stop for a second and focus on each other, who's around, and try to close your eyes and just be quiet and meditate on it. See if it triggers something. See if it brings a memory. Focus on everybody. See if it brings about something. LOL, QP. I don't know what you're laughing at, but I like when you laugh. But I don't get it at the same time as you did tonight. I think whenever you get it, Scott, just focus. Just focus. What if what happened to MA's dad happens to us? It's a good question. Modulating up and down the tone in your ear, Jerry. Dark Wolf. I always focus on the tone, but never think of anything. Just listen. I guess that means I have to focus all the time. Dark Wolf, yes. Yep. He said his dad focused on it until it passed and he changed to a totally different person and hasn't come back. Yeah, but did his dad focus when his dad started? I'm not talking about focusing on the tone. I'm talking about when the tone is there, focus on the shifts, focus on each other, focus on memories. Don't focus on the tone. If his dad focused on the tone only, that may be why. But when the tone's there, it may be like an opening. It may be like an opening of a portal. And if his dad focused on the tone, he may be trapped in that portal or he may be trapped by that thing. I don't know. But if you hear that ringing and you think of it as a door opening, don't focus on the tone and meditate on tone, meditate on memories, meditate, pick out 2 or 3 people and meditate on it. See if it triggers something. But I would never recommend meditating on the tone. I think that's what he said. I've tried that many times with no success, Corey. Corey, have you eaten on fish, beans, or nuts in the last hour? Dark Wolf's Den. PB. That's a great idea. Now I can wait for the next tone to come. Yeah, I do that. I do that all the time. That's one of the things I try to do whenever I'm meditating or trying to trigger memories, uh, Scotty, as if a tone comes along, then I'll either continue what I'm doing or focus on people I know I've interacted with. And there's a lot of you I've interacted with, and there's a lot of you I want to contact. Uh, chats are great, but I like hearing a voice and and I like seeing somebody's eyes because you can tell a lot about somebody's eyes. There's nothing like looking into somebody's eyes. I can't wait for the next. Oh, I already read that. No, I haven't. Dark Wolf. What's the fish beans? Or you mean fish or beans? Why is that Dark Wolf? I think Dark Wolf's probably had a memory. I gotta do a group Skype or something. Group chat or something. Yes, Skype Balo. Definitely. Poppy Elman's back. Yeah, this business of technology is great, and technology has linked all of us. It's helped us find each other. But if we ever all got back, ever all had the opportunity to meet face to face, I know personally, if I met a lot of you guys face to face, some of the memories are going to be emotional. I know it. I already know it. I mean, some of you, some of you are all like, well, not some of you, you're family to me now, and I don't have any family here anymore. So, and truthfully, I think y'all been family throughout many time periods. I literally just ate a Reese's cup, and my ears are modulating ring. I thought so, Doug. I thought you might be asking because of the magnesium. How are the brownies, Poppy? I wonder what Poppy put in the brownies. I already tear up when I imagine seeing you guys in person. Scotty Bale, I'm gonna say this, and I don't think it's going to affect anything. But there are multiple time periods, and I mean time periods like 1800s, and several others skipping, just going all the way back. I mean, all the way back. There are many time periods where uh, I see you beside me doing a lot of things. You're right there, and it's always in a very close knit, small gathering that's active, but always returns back to everybody else. And I'll tell you about it. But I wanted you to know that because that's why I say things to you that I do. Because I'm getting brave enough to actually open my mouth and say, hey, does this make sense to you? Do you feel this? Me too, Scotty. LOL. Poppy is the brownie queen. Every timeline and every time period, Poppy will have to bake brownies for us. I wanted to be a pastry. I wanted to be a pastry chef. Now I just eat. We will be brought together, no doubt. I believe that. And I was telling someone the other night. Yeah, I believe that. Okay. I know what you mean, Corey. Let me think. My comment came up twice. Yeah, Corey, I get people's comments on my stream that will pop up, start moving up the chat line, and then they just come back again. And I haven't touched anything. And then I'll look and they're on there twice. Poppy, I know someone was met before. The memories are coming back. I really love it. That's Scotty's comment. What a thing. Well, I said this earlier, and I mean it. Um, there's going to be painful memories. There's going to be exciting memories. There's going to be um, just memories that are just memories. There's going to be heartbreaking memories. There's going to be memories of death. The memories of life. There's going to be a lot of memories because we have those now, and so not everything that gets revealed back to you is going to be fun. I mean, that's just the way it is. I've been kind of I'm still upbeat and feel charged now, but I haven't slept now in 40 48 hours. I'm not even sure I'm going to sleep tonight now. And one reason I did my skull thing tonight is because I didn't want you guys to see how tired I am. I mean, I look awful. It makes me look 100 years old. Makes me look my age when I look like this. I don't want to be my age. Actually, I don't think I am my age. I don't think who we are age. I think the body ages, but I think we don't age, and that's why I think in different time periods we show up as different ages. That's crazy. Yes, lives are messy. Yep, they are poppy, and we need the support. I guess that's why I'm on an island by myself. I'm shy like that. Like to be alone, but not alone with you guys. QP, I see you in so many chats at different times of the different hours, different times of day. I wonder if you're like me that you just don't sleep either because you're always there. You know, it really makes me wonder. Gosh, I almost felt like I had an accent saying that. You look way younger than you are, Glenjamin. Thank you, Scotty. I don't I don't think I've ever revealed my age on here anyway. Yeah, you look much younger. Yeah, QP saying. Yeah, we are lucky to connect. Corey Jade, ha ha ha. Don't know why. I go to sleep at the same time. Okay, I understand. I feel like I've been waiting to meet you guys my whole life. Yeah, you did, but I won't say it. Oh, Scotty, yeah, I did say my age one time, didn't I? I'm 1,742 years old. I mean that. In this time period, it's a different number, but I mean, think about it. If you lived in other time periods, add it up. Scotty Balo, big smile. Yes, you did, Glenn. Poppy. I don't know how I died, but I'm pretty sure I was a British butler. Bloody hell. Did you serve Scott Guinness? Last life. And a Native American in another time. I have memories because I have Native American blood in me in this time period. I also have memories of the 1800s. Yeah, I can't. It's bad because when you have memories of people that are affected, there are things you want to say and you can't because a lot of people in our chat haven't really. They know they're connected to other people, but they haven't got the memories yet for you to be able to share back and forth and support each other on those and learn from those and understand feelings and things like that. So you just can't. If you do, sometimes you'll drive people away. QP is around the same time zone as me. She just wakes up earlier, so she gets to see everyone's streams. Okay, he's shaving. He's what? He's shaving off years, guys. I was a Native American and one too. I know that. I have a brief memory of being well-to-do once, fancy dresses, but that's if all my other memories are just normal people. That's nice. Chat went way too quick. I do have Native American blood, but I remember being full and way back when. Did you know tribes, Native American tribes, have royalty in them as well? Not just the chief, but there's uh, there. I don't. I can't think right now what they call the next in line outside of medicine men and shamans, but the next in line for chieftains and stuff like that. But there are princesses, Indian princesses, and stuff like that as well. I'm seeing comments now twice. I have a brief memory of being okay. I read that. Well, that's so cool. Everyone should watch Defending Your Life if you haven't seen it yet. Being in a desert like place. Yep, again. I know that. Skookum. Welcome. We've been talking about death tonight. And since every celebrity and every other people out there are showing off, I thought, you know what? I'll have fun too tonight. I'm tired. I want to have fun. Thanks for coming in, though. I'm glad you're in. I don't trust my intuition to make most people mods yet, but I'm going to do it for some people. I know for sure. Yes, Scotty, I agree with you. That's what I'm going to do. I think I might have burned to like a witch burning. Poppy, I've been waiting for you to say that. I really have. I've been waiting for you to say that. I don't like the sounds of a lot of things, but I hope you don't mean things that I've said. Gosh, that makes me feel bad. I don't trust my intuition. Blah, blah, blah. Patrick Roberts, LOL. I don't know for sure, but I feel like my spirit has been here for a long time. Man, Poppy, I thought I read that like 2 or 3 times an hour ago or something. Corey Jade burned. They drowned in. Where am I? Good grief. My head is spinning. I don't know where I'm at right now. I seen Skookum come in, and the next thing I know, it's like, oh, never mind. Where is my handsome knight gone? I am. Choose. I'm either a dead version of Arthur or Lancelot. Oh, thank you for the handsome comment. I appreciate that. I really do. And let me show you this. Skookum. I do have my sword cane. It's got a cobra end on it. There it be. And I was talking about finding, I just about got myself a good poke. Talked about having scars. I remember being hit by swords and all that medieval junk. I have native 2 places. It can be French, Canadian, and the Scottish line, but that married a woman of different ethnicity. Corey Jade, Lancelot. Did you all know that Lancelot had a lot of trouble and a lot of conflict in history trying to decide which way to use his abilities and things that he had? He had a lot of conflicting situations and things. He wasn't perfect. He tried to be. but it wasn't. And out of all the knights that served around King Arthur and all the legends, Lancelot was the closest friend to King Arthur, but he was also the worst knight. He was not. He was one of the best swordsmen and fighters, but uh, Lancelot always was torn between doing things that would hurt Arthur or doing things that he wanted to do for himself. So it was a struggle, a constant conflict, and he died in battle before he could be freed of his obligations as a knight. And he died because he did it for Arthur. He didn't do it for Britain, the free Britain, or the groups that were associated around Merlin. He didn't do it for that. He died for Arthur for a reason. It's all secret. The family isn't talking. LOL. Oh, nice. Where am I going? As usual, a woman is the undoing. Skookum. I think I know what you mean, but um, if you want to elaborate on it, go ahead and elaborate. If you know some of the history on that, please share it. That's how we're going to learn things. You know, it's all up to you guys. Gosh, what is wrong with me? It's all up to you guys. LOL, skookum. History always blames a woman. I didn't know that. I thought he lived and buried Guinevere. And he died protecting Guinevere. I only know of movies, nothing from books. QP. Uh, I almost wonder sometimes, QP, if there's not more truth in the movies than there is from history books, because they change the history books depending on the college. You have liberal arts universities, you have conservative universities, you have Christian universities, Mormon universities. There's so many universities and so many ways that they view and appear the with their history and science. They change it to suit what the founders and the supporters of that school want. So you may be right. You may be onto it. Glennie, check out the band called Forgetters. They have stuff on YouTube. Too Small to Fail 4-song EP is awesome. I will check that out. QP, yay, I'm right. QP, you're right about a lot of things. You're right about a lot of things. And that's why I like to see a lot of you. I like to see in other chats, because you're right. Not everybody. Have you noticed that there is starting to become a smaller and smaller, but closer and closer network of people that are in all these chats now? The Facebook group is supposed to have filtered things, but I think the chats are filtering things. I think if you go by the live streams, the 24/7 streams, and you see all the regulars that hit every stream or try to, yeah, that's the tightening of our group. Just my opinion. Mary Stuart wrote a bunch of historical books about King Arthur. She tried to be as accurate as she could for the myth. A lot of intrigue and magic. Poppy yep. Getting Arthur to be betrayed by his half sister, Guinevere debacle. Oh, and the Guinevere debacle, and the dang Holy Grail to confuse the situation. It seems faster on here too. The thing about Guinevere is, honestly and truthfully, I don't think the timing. She didn't necessarily want to be the wife of a queen. Wife of a queen. The wife of a king. I guess I am dead. Man, I can't talk. She didn't want to be the wife of a king. And she would have preferred to have been back with her beliefs, which were aligned with Merlin and the Celtic, became the Druids, or were the Druids. And that's where Lancelot wanted to be. Arthur was Christian, he was Catholic. Lancelot was considered and said he was pagan. He didn't have the same beliefs. He believed in more spiritism and nature. And that's why those two connected. She didn't want to be part of that. And but friendships and just like life, I mean, things get complicated. The right group will come together. Said that from the beginning. Poppy, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Back up here. I have some weird scars popped up in the last few days. Looks like almost a burn sore scar, like a hot iron on my side, or Corey Jade, quite possibly the cauterizing of a wound from a sword. Let's see. I have those on my back, Corey, like boils. Yep. The the years of it all, I'm not sure it all fits. Oh, the time period, of when Arthur was supposed to be. There is conflicting problems there with what I always thought was Hadrian's Wall, and the MMA's called Adrian's Wall. Uh, and the size of the wall itself is off, and the way it was told, and the way it was the knights were protecting, the Sarmatian knights were protecting uh, the what the Roman Empire had possession of. So there's some conflicts with history. Women were beginning women were bargaining points. Corey Jade, ha ha ha. Scotty, I'm a queen. We know, Scotty. That makes more sense, Glenn. Morgan Le Fay was also considered to be Arthur's sister, but I am not certain that she was Arthur's sister or half-sister. They all had abandoned their families when they became knights. Arthur actually was very inclined to become a priest. She was aligned to the dark magic, is my understanding. Morgana would be the correct name. Um, and yes, and that was a conflict within, and has been for a long time, even in Celtic practices. And then you have different circles that broke off into different types of witchcraft, which eventually came here. But yeah, called that too. Yeah, Morgana. Yes, 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 yes. Half sister, I think. That is why she had to trick him into fathering the baby. You know what? There's a very strong possibility, in my opinion, that she had him thinking that she was Guinevere. I believe some of the people in our group, and in other chat lines, and in some of the people that's doing streams and things, I believe at different time periods, like Poppy was saying earlier about, at one time being well off, one time feel like she was burning at the stake, things like that. I think you could have easily have been people of history because the people we're surrounded by right now, they're dead. They're dead inside. They are just avatars or simulations or part of our virtual reality. They're not the ones that have come up with the ideas throughout history. It's been the affected that's been the ones that have been important in history. And in my opinion, it's been the recycling of the affected throughout different time periods doing that, and different time periods when they're not making that big of a contribution, if this makes sense, they're learning for their next jump. They're learning for their next shift. Just my opinion. I haven't got any notices, so I'm reading the chat, and then you guys just continue with all this. It's great. I like it. She was able to remove the blessing Arthur had from the powers that be. Yeah, call that too. They are using us exactly just well, even in the situation with King Arthur, the knights were used. Governments use. I'm not sure how we got on this subject again. I like it. I mean, I actually feel connected in that time period. Scotty Bale or QP, I feel the same way. Yeah. If this is a Matrix, there would be tons of back group players, and the real characters would be smaller, but we would be more likely to be important, I guess. Trying to think how I want to address that or make a comment. Unless somebody else just wants to make a comment and I'll just read it. I'm not sure. Just putting that out there for just discussing. Yeah. Um, I agree 100%. You know that there's the possibility that that there are background people unaffected or non-affected, however we want to call it. But I also think the majority of, I think at least 1/3 of the people in this world, or even more than that, are they're just not real. I kind of think all the programming is what makes things manifest. Yeah, and why it's manifested in a bad direction. Use more hyphens. Break the matrix. Exactly. See, that's why I've been saying for a long time. Do the opposite. If you want to have something go your way, be the aggressor in the situation, and I don't mean violently aggressive. Passive aggressiveness. Be the aggressor. Approach someone you're dealing with, doctors, police, pharmacists, uh, someone you're buying something from. Be the aggressor and let it go your way, not the way of the powers that be, or not the way of avatars or the unaffected. Be the aggressor. Well, that's interesting. Population change. Yeah, I definitely think there's unaffected people in high places who know exactly what's going on. Yeah, I do too, and I think they've made a conscious decision, even though they know what the effects are and what being affected is. I think they've made the choice on their own, or maybe influenced a little bit, to not be part of that and to be part of an opposition against it. Maybe that's why we split off or and left where we were. And I wish I knew if there was still the remnants of a planet in the Sagittarius arm. Don't do autocorrect. Me too, Corey. That's why we are a threat. And yeah, Poppy, I've noticed now that there's unmarked, what looks like government cars that will come up my road and park like 200 yards away from my house and set for half a day. And I always end up now, if I'm driving by myself anywhere, and I end up with, for a little while, even though I know most of the policemen here and most of the sheriffs and deputies, I end up with a strange looking deputy that I've never seen before or an officer following me. They never pull me over because I don't do anything traffic wise. This earth is a little smaller than the other one, too. It is. I actually think it's shrinking. So land to people ratio probably similar. Yeah, yes, true. This world is smaller. Yes, Poppy, it is. I think, and like I said, I think it is actually shrinking, and that may be why there's more earthquakes and like the volcanoes that are just erupted in Hawaii. We start shrinking, the inner core is going to react. I think they can also or are trying very hard to manipulate this to their advantage and agenda. Yeah, I think that's why I say do the opposite. Don't let it happen. I'm too terrible for that. I think so. I think so. No surveillance yet. 99% of the time I leave the house, always get tailed by cops. I live with a bunch of Russian types, so they keep things peaceful here. No cops around ever. Jesus, I'm sorry, I'll ignore my spelling. I still say I've got the record right now in our group for going with no sleep. I'm hitting 40, 54. I've been saying 40 something. It's 54 hours now. Butterfingers are awesome. They are. No, I'm one of the Americans in the. No, I'm one of the Americans in the court. LOL. Darian Knight said he was 80 something today. There's something going on behind me. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not Bumble. I didn't want to bring Bumble out tonight. I don't know who anyone could tell. I don't know anyone could tell anyone around here. We basically know each other here. How many people live on your island, QP? Do you know what the population is? I'm curious about that. I'm actually curious about the population of Australia now too, and Italy, and even Africa, because all the countries seem like they're over on that side of the world seem like they're shrinking bad. QP 20,000. Wow. My town and the town I live in, our population's around 36,000. So man, it'd be like living in a smaller version of my town just to be on your island. Wow, that's really something. We could say NA for that affected. Very small town here too. Spooks would stand out. Yep. I have a garden if they want to watch me garden, they can. Yeah, I do too. I've got 15 different vegetables that I've planted this year. Corey Jade, ha, Skook, LOL, Skook. I live in suburb of a town with a population of many 12,000. My town says 800. No way. Put on something then, or do you hair? I appear very harmless, really. 24.13 million in Australia. I thought there was more than that there, Corey. Seemed like to me it was such a large country anyway. I thought there was a lot more than that. That says from 2016 on when they have the current. Yeah, I don't understand it either. I've some of my research, I pull up, try to pull up facts and figures to base things on, and I can only go up to 2010, and I don't understand why there's the updates aren't there. I have 4 neighbors within a mile. Nice puppy. It was bigger, everything is shrinking. It is. And if you notice, I said the other night, you can take the different places in the world and they almost fit jointly back into place like a puzzle. Like all the land masses should have been just one mass, one mass, one land. And if it was still on this globe with an ocean around us, we would be one giant island. Because I do think they all fit together. I do think all the it's just like a puzzle. All right, 24 million today. Skookum, 10 years census. You're right. You're right. That's when they do census. Census res. They do them every so many years. Yeah. Yeah, that's quiet here. Yeah. Yeah, it was very more than that. It was bigger. Everything is shrinking. Oh, incidentally, out of curiosity, I measured myself today. I wanted to check and see, um, and I'm trying to catch up to Corey, and I'm getting closer. I'm within 1 inch now, and I was never always that tall. And so what was told to me at the doctor's office, I guess, is coming true. They were telling me that I look like I'm taller, and some crazy reason it is. I'm getting taller. I'd like to get west of this Mississippi, west of the Mississippi, less density and shift. You will, Scotty. Meditation man. Hey, hey, meditation man. We were talking about death earlier, and I decided to have fun and be a skull tonight. So, plus I'm tired, and I didn't want to show how tired I am. I've been up now. What did I say, 54 hours. So I measured myself when I was at the doctor the other day, and I was 5'10". You're coming back to me then. You're you're shrinking. What took you? I missed that. Skookum Ghoul. Yeah, I'm the ghost of Lancelot. Got the Still got my goatee and everything and all that business on my skull. It'd be cool if skulls kept all that stuff. I'm shorter. OICAM. 48 hours. 48 hours for what? I'm 5'9" now. Wonder if I will stay there or change. Wouldn't it be cool if we all ended up the same height? You're shorter in the evening than in the morning. You know, Skookum, they say that when you lay down and go to sleep, which I haven't in 57 hours, when you lay down and go to sleep, your body relaxes and your vertebrae relax and expand. And as your vertebrae keep expanding, you actually lengthen out while you're sleeping if you get a good night's sleep. And then when you wake up in the morning, throughout the day, the compression of your spine and the vertebrae will bring you back down to your height. So it's exactly right. You're shorter in the evening and you are taller in the morning. Wouldn't be correct measurement. I see that. LOL. Been listening and just looked. Also, just woke up. I'm shocked. You should have seen my teaser video. It made it real spooky. I don't want to look. I could be shorter. LOL. Medi, yes, yep. Corey, I would love that. I've got 9 inches to go. You know, QP, I know that. I really do know that. That would be a lot of growing to do. But I do know that your height. Exactly. I watched Despicable 3 with my daughter. How was it? Watched on Netflix. It was cute. Going to make coffee listening for sure. My guitar's over there popping and I don't know why. On my computer screen, because my kids are playing on the big screen. Well, we're playing. Temp change. I'm gonna give you guys an interesting fact, and this is real. And I'm not sure if it's always been real. If you measure your neck, measure around your neck, multiply that number by 2, and that's your waist size. QP, I know that. Always another um, oddity too. You can take, see my thumb laid up against my finger there? This distance right here is how long your nose is. See? It's how long your nose is. That's how we measure pants and shirt and skirts. Keep it, yeah, yeah. By the way, I look awful during this detoxing thing. LOL. It's cooking because of my health. I've had to do medical detoxes, reset pain receptors, and it is it's brutal. I feel for you. I really do. I don't know if that would be the case for bigger people. I don't know. Weird. My nose is huge. LOL. Nice. I have a long nose. LOL. Did you try that, Skookum? Skookum. Yeah, Skookum. Did you try to lay your thumb up against right there and see if that distance is in fact the length of your nose? I had to take something last night, but went 36 hours without the med. Now I'm trying for 48 hours. Okay, so you do have something if you absolutely have to break down and use it, right? So that's good. That is good. I mean, keep stretching out, but don't suffer. It's not worth it. I've made the decision. I'm not going. I'm not going to suffer anymore just to try to not have to fool with things. If I can mentally change it, I am. But I'm not going to suffer. I've suffered too long, over 1,700 years. Sorry, Skooks. Yes, it worked. LOL. Weird. Look at your palm when you put your thumb back to see where it used to be. It looks ugly. Me or anybody, Scotty. Sorry, Skooks. Yes, yes, definitely sorry, Skooks. Yes, when I started really hurting and have CBD and hemp oil too. I tried the CBD and hemp oil, but in Kentucky they haven't legalized it to be able to have any THC uh, content in it. So what I get and have been able to get doesn't even help at all. I think if it was actually medical marijuana, I think it would, but Kentucky's Kentucky's a backward state. Creek Mary, we were just asking, or I was just asking earlier, but I haven't seen you in a while. Glad you come in. I'm not doing bad. You'll have to catch up to the start, see why I was talking about death, and I decided that I was going to look the part since I haven't slept for 54 hours. Agree. I got used to where the thumb is. Now I think, okay, the CBD oil gave me isn't strong enough. I told them redhead here. They didn't listen. I just got a notification that Martha is going to be going live. Let's see what time is it. Oh, she is live. We'll run into her time. It looks interesting. Glenn, put your foot against the inner side of the elbow. Your foot is the same length from the elbow to the wrist. Night, guys. Night, Poppy. You guys, if you want to go on over to Martha and I'll be over there sometime too. Gonna say hi to Martha. Yeah, not exactly. My dad had long arms. I've got extremely long arms. That's why when I played basketball and sports, everything worked out real well because I can guard people real well because my arms are so long. I'm gonna try that foot. No, I can't try that foot thing. Let's see. If I try that foot thing, I'm gonna fall out of my chair. You're right. It is. You're right, Corey. I just did, Corey. It is for me. It's odd. I didn't think it would be. Hey, QP. Hey, Skoogum. Try that win. LOL. Yeah, it surprised me. It really did surprise me. Um, I said this the other night. I'm 5'10", but my arms are really, really long. And if I put my arm straight up, the tip of my middle finger against the wall, I can measure up to a distance of 7 feet and 5.5 inches. That's how high I can reach standing flat footed. Yeah, Corey, when you said that, I couldn't believe it. And when I played basketball, even at 5'10", because of my reach and everything, and also because I could jump through the moon, I played point guard on the high school basketball team and played forward on defense and had a lot of block shots. Also got a call for a lot of goaltending. I wish I was taller because if I'd been taller and my body was proportionate to like the actual height of a basketball center, I think I would have been a really good player. Yeah, defense, LL, yeah. Oh, I loved I loved as a point guard making great passes, even though I could I'm a really good 3-point shooter. I loved making the passes better more than shooting. And on defense, I loved blocking shots and stealing the ball. So passing, hitting the open man and all that. Oh man, loved it. Loved playing baseball too. I quit doing a lot of other sports to try to break into pro baseball and then eventually into golf. So man, that's been years ago. It's great when you get a rhythm and set up a great shot. Yeah, oh, it's fun. It's real fun. I still play some when I feel up to it. All right. Well, uh, I'm gonna end this, I guess. I haven't played in years. Maybe sometime we can play one-on-one. You can spot me a few points, but I'm not playing ice hockey. Man, that would be awesome. Night. Night? Right. Aha, why not? That's right. Take care. Okay, yeah, take care, everybody, and head on over to Martha, and I'll probably see you there here in a few minutes. Um, Bye, Scoots. So I'll start saying good night to everybody, and you guys are always in my thoughts and heart and prayers all the time, and more so than ever. I can't get people out of my mind and right now. So you got people supporting you. You got me supporting you, and always will. So I wish the best for everyone, and see you guys over there. And we'll see what Martha's got to say, and just keep supporting everyone. Keep supporting everybody. Be there in a minute. Yeah. See you, Glenn. See you, QP. Skookum, Creek Mary, uh, Okie Dokie, Creek Mary, Poppy Elm, Scotty Balo. See what Corey Jade. See you later, Meditation Man. See you later. I think that's everybody. So tonight is Thursday. I may be back on tomorrow at 10 o'clock. We'll see. Anyway, great chat, and love you guys, and we'll see you over at Martha's. Okay, so take care, and I'll be chatting with you soon.